Hello and welcome to the unboxing review of the Champion 3100 2800 inverter generator. This is really a dual fuel generator. Runs off gas and it runs off propane, and I love that. I love it, love it, love it. Love the idea of it. So this is the unboxing. That is the box. And here's what's in the box. Well, besides the generator, there's the generator. Propane tank not included. Regulator and line are included. It's really slick the way this goes in. Make sure this is off. Just a quick disconnect, like an air hose. Bang, and you're in. This is all the rest of the stuff in the box. You got a manual. Got a AC trickle charger that plugs into the front to help keep the onboard. This has its own self-contained 12-volt starting system run by this battery, which has to be connected. It's disconnected from the factory. That's why that cover's still off. Funnel, not the best in the world. It's actually pretty shallow, so oil spills out of it. You got to go real slow. The 12-volt USB charger, they didn't have to give you that, but they did, which is cool, so that they could claim that it has USB charging capability. There's only one 12-volt port on the front of this, so if you're charging phones off of it, you're not charging battery out of that same port. Which also included is this. This is nice for RVs. If you have an RV that didn't have a generator on it, but it has a house battery, where you've added one, where you have a solar array, you can use this with the convenient alligator type clips to back charge that. This is a clip that bolts to the back of the regulator so that you can store the regulator on the handle when it's not in use. That's pretty cool. That was a nice thoughtful feature, as it is a little ungainly. Some instructions for that clip. That is the engine cover access plate, and that's the battery cover access plate. I left them off for the video review. Guy on a Goldwing busting his tunes. This fold down handle's really quite nice. The unit is heavy. It's for a big guy to pick up with the two carry handles. Yeah, you can do it. You wouldn't want to. The fold-out handle works quite nice. Be picked up and moved with one hand. That's a nice feature. I may need to cut this off to fit this into my generator shed. I'll have to take some measurements. I think I might have to remove this handle and this one. We'll have to see. Or just unbolt them to mount it in there. That remains to be seen. This gasoline is like 1.6 gallon tank, I think. Also in the box is this handy dandy cushion, which you can use for gardening or to sit on when you're setting the generator up or shooting a video. I think there's a 170 cc engine in here. There's your carburetor. This is your air filter. This is your engine oil fill, and this would be your drain. There's an access panel in the bottom here that I guess you can pop open and supposedly drain that through. This nice little drip ledge here is nice. If you spill oil, it drips on here and doesn't drip down here. One of the things I did not like, the dipstick on this is black. Trying to read oil levels on even a white dipstick in with fresh oil is tough. This is even tougher. I mean, I guess you're supposed to look at whether these X's are full or not. What I did was I took a paper towel and had to lay it down to accurately gauge. This takes 0.6 quarts of oil, and I went ahead and I wrote that on the cover, and I keep my date, month, and year that I last put oil in it. So it came without oil. It did not, I guess it ships from the factory with oil. This is a factory refurb. I got it from a place called, what is it called? factorypure.com. I think this generator goes for well over $1,000. I got it for $6 and some change, about $730 after shipping and tax. That's still a great value. It looks great. It's really not even a scratch or a dent or anything I can see on it. I did find a deficiency with it, which is probably why it was sent back, and I'll go over that in a second here as we go into the run mode. Oh, so in lieu of oil, this is what I got. It just says it's shipped without oil. Put oil in it. Synthetic oil is not required unless you prefer it. So I'm going to break it in. I'm going to break it in with 1030, and maybe at the end of the year, depending on how much I run it, I'll put synthetic in it. I do want to get a good break in on it. All right, so here's the front panel. So this is great. It's not a lot of inverter generators that have an RV ready plug here. So that's fantastic. Don't have to worry about if you lost, forgot your adapter. How many times have folks done that and have to run out and try to find one? Two regular GFI protected. This is for parallel cables. You can link two of these up. 12 volt. Here's a chassis ground. Got your breakers here. This is your eco mode choke. And this switch actually is how it goes between gas and propane. Obviously you can't switch this over with this in. It's a pretty slick design. Bang, now you're on gas. I didn't put any gas in it because I don't really feel like keeping gas in it until I'm ready to use it because of wonderful ethanol. So great for carbs. This is the choke. Alright, and this is eco mode. So I'm going to shut eco mode off. It's a little odd that this has a separate switch to turn the battery on or not off. Won't start electrically with that off. This is electric start, but it has a pull start, so that's fantastic. A generator, you know, if everything's dead, you should still be able to start it, and that's a big advantage that this is going to have over the onboard Generac RV type. All right, so we're going to pull some prime here. Propane all the way on. Eco mode. This is supposed to be, I have to look, was it 48 or 49 dBs? I'll have to double check on that. It's definitely louder than my other Generac inverter generator, which is much smaller. It's only 2200 peak watts. So this is definitely bigger. So here's what I found. I think is the defect that caused this to be a refurb. That should shut it off. It does not. So shutting off the battery does nothing. Now since this is on propane, not a big deal. Now, if that was running on gas, you would not be able to shut that off. Could you imagine the person that bought this, filled it up with gas, went to shut it off and couldn't? They had to just sit there and let it run out of gas. Jeez, or siphon it out. So anyway, that's what I think the deficiency is. I'm not going to return it for that. Because I was planning to wire this switch into my RV remote start anyway, which means I'm going to be pulling this out anyway, so that I can start this from in and stop it from inside the RV. That wiring's already there for the Generac. Most RVs who have onboard generators have that capability. And just like most of those generators, when you're starting for the first time, you've got to go outside to manually choke it anyway. So let's see if this starts without choke now. I didn't really run it very long. So that switch is not working. But like I said, that's not a deal killer for me. I could replace that switch, no problem. I have to pull these screws off, and I mean, I'm not gonna say no problem. If I was just gonna use this as is, I would give them a call, and they'd either be shipping me another one or coming out and fixing it, or at least sending me the switch and giving me a couple bucks for doing the work. I don't know. So I'm gonna give them a review, and I'm gonna let them know, you know, that there's a problem with it. But not a deal killer for me because I'm going to be in there anyway. All right, man, that's the review. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It came pretty quickly, and yeah, it's going to be a great upgrade for my RV. I'm going to pull out the onboard, stick this in there on some sliding rails so I can slide those rails out and get, you know, so it's not overheating. The exhaust for this is over here. You know, and they're telling you need 5 feet of social distancing around the unit. I would be more concerned about that, you know, on the exhaust side here. But yeah, I'm just gonna make some slide out rails, open the gen shed, slide this out, and then if I need to dismount it to use it around the house, charge the battery, you know, for the truck, I can. All right, man, that's the Champion from Factory Pure. Yep, there's a problem with it so far. I haven't actually hooked anything to these yet too, so I'm going to check that next, but hope you enjoyed.